UFC 244 Masvidal versus Diaz just wrapped up, and we're going to do a full event recap starting at the early prelims, ending with the main event. We're going to be reacting to every single fight on the card, starting with the first fight of the night, which was Julio Arce versus Hakeem Dawodu. I picked Dawodu to win. He got the job done. It was a very good prediction. Not a good prediction by me. I'm saying it was a very good prediction to put your money on, or your prediction on, in any way, because Hakeem Dawodu's a very seasoned guy. Got the decision victory. Looked very good doing it as well. Very, very clear decision win for him. But Julio Arce came to win as well. It wasn't an easy fight for Dawodu. He's edging out these decisions. But I think it's about time we see him move up and take on someone a little bit more on his level. There's some guys out there. Arnold Allen is looking for an opponent right now. Sadiq Youssef is looking for an opponent. Let's start matching some of these guys up. Some of these fun guys. If Dawodu's earned it, maybe a Cub Swanson match. That would also make some sense in the early quarter of next year. We'll see what happens with Hakeem Dawodu, but a good performance. A pretty good performance. Very good. Good job. Lyman good. Against Chance Recounter. I mean, Chance Recounter, I thought he was going to try and grapple way more. He failed the first takedown and then never shot for another takedown ever again. Like, oh, I failed one. Looks like I can't take him down at all. At any point in the fight. So, I don't know why or what that game plan was. It said he broke his foot. I'm pretty sure on the commentary they were talking about his knee or his foot or some shit. So, maybe that was the reason. I picked Recounter to win. Lyman Good got the job done. I mean, you're talking about a Bellator champion. Comes over. He's only lost to Damian Maia. It's not that bad. You know, people lose to Damian Maia. Ask Ben Askren. You know what I mean? Lyman Good with another KO. It was a good performance. Very nice. No pun intended there. Very good performance from Lyman. I like it. Good name as well. Caitlin Chookagian versus Jennifer Maia. I picked Chookagian. This was pretty self-explanatory. Chookagian is just one of those girls. She's better than everyone else. I feel like this was actually a decent performance, to be honest with you. I always shit on female fights, but when there's a good one, I will give it the credit it deserves. That was a decent performance. For flyweights, they went back and forth quite a bit. I liked it. And Chookagian made weight well. She fought very well. She won on the early prelim headliner of the biggest pay-per-view of the year. If there's not any way to get more hype for that, for a Shevchenko fight, it's either Zhang versus Shevchenko in a super fight, or Shevchenko should fight Chookagian, or we could just give Chookagian another fight because let's just delay her inevitable sacrifice to the one true GOAT of the division, Valentina Shevchenko, the Queen of the Wasteland, as I like to call her. Valentina, the Queen of the Wasteland, Shevchenko. Andre Arlovski versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik got it done. He's just got weird power, I guess. I picked Arlovski, funnily enough. I thought he was gonna... I saw a Rothwell fight where he was taking shots well. Looked very loose on the feet. I liked the more active Arlovski that we're seeing. Arlovski's one of these guys. He's always been active. I thought he looked very good in his last fight. I thought he's been looking good in a lot of his fights. They're all split decisions. But Jairzinho just hits like a fucking... I don't know. We'll have to ask Ngannou how many Ford Escorts that is. But it's at least one of them. You know what I mean? He literally caught Arlovski on the neck, like here, and KO'd him with a check hook going backwards. It was strange. But I guess he just has that power, man. That Wakanda shit in his hands. I don't know what's going on there, but he really fucking dusted him up well. I was angry at the time because it was like, what the fuck was that? That was a weird knockout, but dangerous power, man. I feel like we should see him versus Pavlovich. That's what I want to see next. Pavlovich coming off a big win over Maurice Green on the most recent fight card in Singapore, I believe. And now we've got Rozenstruik. Let's do him versus Pavlovich. It makes a lot of sense, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it happen. Brad Tavares versus Edmund Shahbazyan. Shahbazyan gets the job done. He just does. That's his motto. That's his game plan. Go out there and get the fucking job done and get out with no damage. That's what he does every single time. I predicted him to win by first round KO. He got the job done by first round KO. Very good job, Edmund Shahbazyan. I'm proud. Middleweight has a great contender. A big KO over a legit opponent on the prelims of the biggest fight card of the year. This is good shit. Very good performance from Shahbazyan. Brad Tavares landed 3 strikes. Shahbazyan landed 14, 2 knockdowns, just flattened him. I said this before. When Tavares has had the time off that he's had, which is pretty much a year off, with injuries and everything, the last guy you want to come back against is a young, hungry up-and-comer that's undefeated, that's KOing everyone in the first round, and very good. You don't want to come out against that guy who starts fast. You want to get into the fight a little bit and feel your way out. Maybe a Derek Brunson fight, you know what I mean? Where nothing happens ever. That would be the ideal scenario. But hey, Shahbazyan is a beast. He's a beast. I don't know what I want to see next from him. Maybe him versus Uriah Hall, Derek Brunson. There are these guys around. He's going to be moving up the rankings. Maybe he just takes on a guy below him in the meantime. I don't know who that person would be, but he's probably going to be ranked number 11 here. So maybe him versus Jotko, him versus Akhmedov. These fights make sense. Marvin Vettori's another middleweight coming up as well. Middleweight has some life again. I love it. We've got a lot of guys coming up for Israel Adesanya to take on. Very nice. Moving back to the normal card. Shane Burgos versus Makwan Amirkhani. I picked Shane Burgos to win by third round TKO or decision. He got the third round TKO. A lot of times with Shane Burgos, he gets his timing. He finds his range in the second. He sees what you're like in the grappling. Can he afford to take risks on the feet? Can he defend you very easily? He's a big guy with big shoulders, big traps. Very strong guy for featherweight. Yeah, gets the job done in the third round, man. Makwan just gassed. And it wasn't that he gassed. He for sure could have gone 3 rounds. But a pace like Burgos puts on you, where you're always worried about something. And also Burgos was chewing him up with body shots. Kicks and punches to the body were brutal. So if that's not taking effect on Makwan Amirkhani, I don't know what is. But he was doing very good in the first round. Started to let it slip in the second. I thought it went to Burgos. And then Burgos clearly just took the third round. It was bad for Makwan. Really bad loss. I don't know where he goes from here. He's not the youngest guy either. He's coming into his prime now. Burgos gets the job done. I'd like to see from here Shane Burgos versus Josh Emmett. I feel like that could be a co-main event of any fight night. That makes sense as well to me. I feel like I say that makes sense way more nowadays than I used to. Either way, Shane Burgos gets the job done. Very well. Very well. And Makwan Amirkhani, I don't know what I want to see from him. Maybe him versus Kron Gracie. Makwan versus Kron Gracie. That's great. 2 good grapplers. Count me in. I'm down, actually. That's a great fight from me. I can't believe I just said that. Well done. Well done. I'm actually so proud of myself. Makwan Amirkhani versus Kron Gracie is on the main card of any fight night. Corey Anderson versus Johnny Walker. Yeah, I mean, as much as I hated it at start because I thought it was an early stoppage, I'm liking it now because of the hype that's around it. Oh, Corey Anderson's finally got some hype. I feel like it's more hype than if Johnny Walker would have got a KO because it was an upset as well. So that kind of factors into things. I like it. That's what we needed, Corey. Good job. I'm not going to talk about this fight too much. That's what we needed, Corey. Good job, man. Good job. That's what we were waiting for. You went through a lot of boring decisions. We were kind of being sick of you. You aren't very interesting to listen to. That's what you fucking need. Big KO, big drama show, getting the media talking about you. Now I'm on board. Now I'm on board with Corey Anderson. I don't think he beats Jones. He has a good chance though, man. Johnny Walker's a bigger guy than Jones and Corey Anderson lit him up. So, there's a good chance. I feel like he should get the next title shot. Good job, Corey Anderson. Very well done. Moving on. Johnny Walker, I don't know what's next. Probably a fight with Tyson Pedro, Khalil Roundtree, Mikhail Alexijuk. Some of these guys are like heavyweight coming off losses. Maybe some of them. Main card, let's talk about it. Kevin Lee versus Gregor Gillespie. Good job, Kevin Lee, man. Great job. Full fight. It was the massive fight card you're on. You're opening up the main event. You're opening up the main card of the biggest fight card of the year. Jesus Christ, he took advantage of that, man. Dominated Gregor Gillespie. He had staph infection, so I saw some urgency in the first round from him. Very well done, Kevin Lee, man. Very well done. Gets it done. Straight away, brutal head kick. Dominates the striking as well. More than doubled him up on strikes. He took some shots. He ate them well. I seem like Faraz Sahabi's really had an effect on his striking right now. He came in with a really low center of gravity to try and help himself stuff those takedowns with Gregor Gillespie. And also to just get on the same level as Gillespie. Because a lot of times when you're fighting shorter fighters, you saw Gregor Gillespie likes to come over the top of shit with hooks. Okay? And when you're the taller guy and you're punching the smaller guy, you can't help yourself, but it's harder to bring your hand back to your chin because you're punching like downwards. But if you really get down there, everything's straight ahead, everything's, you know what I mean? Like it's very awkward sometimes to punch a guy smaller than you. And Joshua has this problem in boxing, Anthony Joshua. When he fights Povetkin, when he fights Andy Ruiz, they sneak hooks over the top because he has to be so tall, he can't help but leave himself vulnerable because he's literally dropping his hand to punch you. You know what I mean? So it's a very difficult style matchup. Kevin Lee adjusted well, kept it low down, got in Gregor's face, didn't give him a breather, didn't give him time to set up a shot. Saw a shot coming a mile away from Gregor Gillespie, moved out of the way of it, and then closed in for the kill. He tried that head kick combo earlier on in the fight as well. It didn't work for him. He made the adjustment. The right hand landed. And he got the job done. Kevin Lee, man. I want to see him versus Makhachev on the main card. I'd like to see him take some time. I think he beats Makhachev. I definitely think he beats Makhachev. I'll be honest with you guys. Makhachev's a big boy. So is Kevin Lee. And Makhachev's best win is Davy Ramos. You know? He just beat Gregor Gillespie. I like Kevin Lee in that Makhachev fight. Especially a healthy Kevin Lee with no staph infection in a 3-round fight. I'm saying this, man. Kevin Lee in 3-rounders. Kevin Lee in a 3-rounder might have beat RDA. He was in a main event in that fight. If it was a 3-rounder, he may have beat RDA at 170. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't have staph infection, a 3-rounder with Ferguson, he probably would have won that as well. If he didn't tire out and get triangled. Against Aloy Quinta, he probably would have won a 3-round fight. You know what I mean? Him over 3 rounds at lightweight, the weight cut doesn't come into effect as much. The amount of weight he cuts doesn't affect him in those first 3 rounds. It's when he gets into the 5th and these smaller guys are nice and loose and light on their feet where he really starts to get very flat-footed and very predictable. You give him these 3-rounders, he's going to win every time. Good job, Kevin Lee. Derek Lewis versus Blagoy Ivanov. I was actually angry at the decision at first. I'm not that mad at it, to be honest with you. I mean, Blagoy landed double up this total strikes. Significant strikes went to Lewis, but I understand. I do give... At the time, I was upset because Listen, I'm blinking, I'm missing certain shots. I saw Blagoy Ivanov actually winning the fight because I thought I actually credit the takedowns and I credit the close submission attempts. I guess they don't care about that stuff anymore. I kind of care. I kind of see a close submission attempt that gets escaped the same as someone getting rocked on the feet, but that's just me. I guess they don't give a fuck about jiu-jitsu, but Derek Lewis gets the job done, and I'm glad Derek Lewis got the job done. Opened up in bursts. I feel like the consistency was Ivanov's, but the moments were Derek Lewis's. You know what I mean? He had the big moments where the crowd was cheering, the big exciting things happened. And yeah, Derek Lewis did a good job. Very good job reversing the positions on the ground. Listen, they were close submission attempts, but you got to give credit for Derek Lewis for escaping them. He stayed calm in that Americana. It gave him no issue. He got right back up. Good job, Derek Lewis. I like it. Very good job. I want to see Derek Lewis versus Greg Hardy if Hardy beats Volkov, which is a big fucking ask. Or Lewis versus Curtis Blades. I don't think they could sell a Lewis versus Ngannou 2 because what are they going to do for a free fight? Post the first one? Imagine if they did that. If that was on a pay-per-view and they posted a free fight and that was the fight they posted, you would lose ESPN Plus subscribers. They would immediately unsubscribe just through hideousness. Just through disgust. You know what I mean? That was a bad one. Stephen Thompson versus Vicente Luque. Good job, Stephen Thompson. I burped. Good job, Stephen Thompson. Controlled the fight, stayed at range, did his little loosey-goosey shoulders where he throws his shots. Just zipping around like a little... I don't know what he is. He's weird, though. He just zips around. And he's over here. And he's back. And he's on his feet. He's a slick motherfucker, man. I like him when Stephen Thompson fights a guy that comes forward like a retard because he lights him up and it looks fun. You know what I'm saying? If you stay at Stephen Thompson's range and you play his own game against him and try for your own counters and try and make him come forward, it works in your favour. But when you play Stephen Thompson's game, which I thought coming into this, Luque had no choice but to do, Stephen Thompson wins all day. I predicted Stephen Thompson to win. I said he was going to win by decision. Luque, listen, he's the same Luque that was getting beaten by Brian Barberina before he found a finish in the last 10 seconds. He was the same Luque who went to a split decision with Mike Perry that arguably could have gone to Mike Perry. Wonder Boy is top 10 for a reason. I think he should be top 5, but either way, he's a beast and I'd like to see him versus Leon Edwards next. That would be a good fight. I'm sure Leon Scott hasn't deserved the title shot yet. He's number 4. There's a big amount of stars in the top of the division right now that are looking for title shots. You're not going to get one. You've got to stay active. You've got to win another good fight. You've got to win another one on the main card, get your name out there again, and see what happens. That's just the game you play. Stephen Thompson, Leon Edwards, or Scott, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, that'd be a great fight. I'd like to see that one. Stephen Thompson versus Ponzinibbio makes sense as well. Good shit. Very good shit. Remember, Stephen Thompson beat Masvidal. People forget about that shit. People have such short memories. Darren Till versus Kelvin Gastelum. Till gets the job done. Dominant. Not dominant. I'm sorry. I need to calm down. It wasn't dominance. It was just clear. You know what I mean? I don't know what fucking judge gave that to Gastelum all 3 rounds. Listen, if it was a split decision, I wouldn't actually be that angry, to be honest with you. Kelvin Gastelum, listen, there was 1 round clear for Till in the first. 1 round clear for Till. And in the second and third, we're kind of like, they should go to Till, but I wouldn't mind seeing them go to Gastelum, you know? I don't think they would have all gone to Till. If I had to hit my odds, I'd reckon it should be 2-1 for Till. We can agree on this, I'm sure. But yeah, Till just did what Adesanya couldn't do. Neutralized Gastelum. Picked him apart, destroyed his leg, and just toyed with him in the boxing. Made him miss over and over and over again, which I think judges see as a negative thing if you're missing. So that makes more sense. Everything Darren Till was throwing was either a feint or he was landing it. And Gastelum's head was popping back. You know, he definitely landed the cleaner shots here. But really, when you think about it, guys, did he do a better job than Israel Adesanya? Because I know Adesanya rocked Kelvin Gastelum in the 4th and 5th rounds. But was there a moment in this fight where Darren Till was wobbled and almost could be finished, like there was with Gastelum and Adesanya? Are we really getting a real understanding on how good Darren Till is here? You've got Gastelum coming off a loss, hungrier than ever, says he's healthy. I remember he said in the last fight, he said against Adesanya he was injured, but now he's taken time off, which he did. Took a lot of time off, he's come back now. I just think we saw a good Gastelum. I think Till just neutralized him. I like the performance. I don't want to see a title shot for Till. I think it'll be hard to build hype after that performance. Don't get me wrong, it was very technical, very good to watch. I'm going to pick my nose off camera. Speaking of Darren Till, I'm picking my nose. I won't eat it this time. But I don't think he's going to earn a title shot. I feel like Cannonier would be more in time. I think Till might get the number 5 or number 6 position, but Till versus... There's no one coming off a win in the top 5 that he could fight, to be honest with you, other than Cannonier. So maybe Till versus Brunson in the meantime. Just give him another fight. We don't want to rush Darren Till. He's 26, 27, some shit like that. He's young. Can we calm down? Trying to push him so fast again. Let him perform. Let him do his thing. He'd annihilate Brunson, even though it's a dangerous fight. I'm pretty sure he would fucking annihilate him. Let's make that fight happen. Let's get it done. I like it. Brunson's on a 2-fight win streak. Whether you like the performances or not, he's on a 2-fight win streak. So, that was something I'd like to see. Masvidal versus Diaz. Listen, I made a full reaction. If you want to check it out, you can. I made a full reaction to this, being really upset with the stoppage. I think it shouldn't have been stopped. I think if this was a normal fight, I wouldn't mind. But this was the BMF title, and for it to be stopped by doctor stoppage really fucking annoyed me a little bit. But when we look at this, we have to be real with ourselves what happened, you know? Masvidal annihilated Diaz for 3 rounds. You know? And although I knew Diaz's chances would be better in the 4th and 5th, and I could see the momentum changing towards Nate Diaz, you know what I mean? I could see it sort of going in his favour. Every round started to get a little bit less clear for Masvidal as we went on. I thought the 4th round and the 5th round was where Nate Diaz was going to take over, because Masvidal's never been 5 rounds at 170. I don't know, man. Masvidal is a big boy. He's a fucking big guy. People are ridiculous. They're so against Till that they were willing to call him a small welterweight. He is massive, okay? I don't think people understand. I think maybe he built into it a little bit more for this fight, but he is a fucking monster at 170. He's 5'11". That's an inch shorter than fucking Kamaru Usman. He's probably bigger than Woodley. Definitely bigger than Woodley. He'll tower over RDA as well. This ain't no fucking lightweight anymore, boys. He's a real fucking welterweight with real welterweight power. Okay? Darren Till's loss ain't looking so bad now because he's putting on performances back to back. In a 3-round fight, I would have picked Masvidal. I thought the 4th and 5th were going to go towards Diaz, and I thought he may even maybe find a submission on an exhausted Jorge Masvidal. However, it stopped after 3 rounds, so I never really got to see what I thought was going to happen take place. I'm not mad, man. It was a good night of fights. Really good fight. And I think it kind of got tainted by the stoppage because Masvidal put on a fucking good performance, man. Dominated. What did we just see? Masvidal destroyed Diaz. That's what happened. That is what happened. He cruised past him, dropped him multiple times. You know, he just dominated. And his cardio was holding up good. I don't know how it would have been in the 4th and 5th because he was breathing very heavy at the end of the 3rd. However, what did we see? What do we know? Masvidal would beat the shit out of Diaz in a 3-round fight. That's what would happen. Okay? He's the real motherfucker. You know what I mean? The bad motherfucker. I like it. Good performance. And after this, I want to see him versus the winner of Colby and Usman. I'd like to see the title involved around Masvidal's name. Because if you can get I know the BMF title's big and it means something, but it doesn't mean the same thing as being the best in the world. Do you know what I mean? So if we can get Masvidal to the winner of Usman versus Covington, hopefully it's Covington. Holy shit, hopefully it's Covington. That press conference would be fucking amazing. I like Masvidal's chances more now that I've seen how big he is at the weight class. I didn't realise he was that big. Before this fight, I would have picked Covington and Usman easily over Masvidal because we've seen Covington training with Masvidal. We've seen Covington annihilate him in the grappling, but this ain't grappling only. Yeah, tough fights for Covington and Usman, but I think they still would get the job done, you know? I just think the wrestling would be too much. There's only so much wrestling you can learn on the fly, and as much as Nate Diaz is a great fighter, he couldn't take down McGregor at 170, you know? He was kind of doing good against Pettis, but Pettis had a broken foot, so I don't know how much credit I'm going to give him there. I don't know. Hindsight 2020, boys. That's what this fight is a case of. I was going to pick Masvidal the entire time. If it was a 3-rounder, I would have picked him as well, but we didn't get to see the 4th and 5th. It sucks. Sucks, but hey, the fight life goes on. Nate Diaz, I don't know what's going to happen. He's probably not going to get a rematch because Dana said no. I don't know who else there is for him. I have no idea who else there is. If Mike Perry wants to try and call him out if he beats Jeff Neal, which is a big ask, that might happen. Nate Diaz versus Woodley. If they want to try and give Diaz another chance, I'm sure Woodley would welcome that. I think Woodley would win, honestly. Diaz has taken his knocks in his career, especially after that last fight. He took a lot of damage. Diaz McGregor 3 at 55. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll see. Let's have some fun. We got cards to fill. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Click that button there. And goodbye. Good night, fights.